To build a business without competition, you don't need to be the best. You need to be the only one. Read that again. Not the fastest, not the cheapest, not the most experienced. The only one. And once you understand how the most powerful businesses in history actually pulled this off, you will never look at your industry the same way again. This is Blue Ocean Strategy, and it might be the most important business idea you ever learn. Stay with me. It's 1954, San Bernardino, California. A warm afternoon, a small hamburger stand on the side of the road. Two brothers, Dick and Mac McDonald, running a modest drive-in. Nothing special. Just another burger joint in a sea of burger joints. Long menu, average prices, constant competition. Then a milkshake machine salesman named Ray Kroc walks in, and he sees something nobody else in that restaurant has ever noticed. He doesn't see a burger, he sees a system, a machine. A perfectly engineered operation so clean, so repeatable, so ruthlessly efficient that it could be duplicated not once, not 10 times, but thousands of times across the entire world. Ray Kroc didn't try to make a better burger than his competition. He made his competition irrelevant. That is Blue Ocean Strategy, and that's exactly what we're going to break down today. Here's the trap most businesses fall into. When we think about success, we think about competition. We study our rivals. We copy what's working. We try to be faster, cheaper, louder. We fight for the same customers, in the same market, in the same way. And that is exactly how most businesses stay average forever. Because when you compete in the same space as everyone else, you're swimming in a red ocean, red from the blood of constant battle. Every day is a price war. Margins shrink. Stress grows. And even if you win, you've only won a small piece of a crowded, exhausting market. Blue Ocean Strategy, written by W. Chan Kim and Renee Morborn, destroys this idea with one simple shift. The most successful companies don't compete, they create. They don't fight for existing demand, they generate new demand. They don't try to be better than their rivals, they make their rivals completely irrelevant. This is the move, from competing to creating. From best to only. And now I'm going to show you exactly how it's done with 5 principles that have built billion-dollar companies from nothing. Principle 1. Stop looking at your competitors. Start looking at your non-customers. Most businesses obsess over the people already buying in their industry. They study their rivals' pricing, their marketing, their moves. But Blue Ocean thinkers ask a completely different question. Who is not buying from anyone in this industry, and why? Let me give you the clearest example of this in business history. The 1980s. The traditional circus is dying. Costs are skyrocketing. Animal rights protests are growing. Children are moving on to video games. Every circus company is doing the exact same thing. Bigger acts, more animals, louder shows desperately fighting each other for a shrinking audience. Then Cirque du Soleil asks a different question entirely. Not, how do we beat Ringling Bros? But, who is not coming to the circus and what do they actually want? The answer? Adults. People who love the artistry of live performance, the drama, the storytelling, the emotion, but found the traditional circus childish. So Cirque du Soleil didn't improve the circus. They reinvented it. They eliminated the animals. They eliminated the cheap concessions. They raised the production value to the level of Broadway theater. And they created something that had never existed, a genre that crossed circus athleticism with theatrical storytelling. They didn't beat Ringling Bros, they made Ringling Bros irrelevant. Here's the key insight. Your biggest opportunity isn't inside your industry. It's at the edges where unserved people are waiting for something they don't even know they need yet. Principle 2. The 4 actions framework. Eliminate, reduce, raise, create. This is the practical engine at the heart of Blue Ocean Strategy. 4 questions that force you to completely rethink what your business does. What can you eliminate, something your industry takes for granted, but customers don't actually value? What can you reduce well below what your industry considers standard? What can you raise well above what everyone else offers? And what can you create, something the entire industry has never offered before? Let me show you this framework in action. The gaming industry is locked in an all-out arms race. Sony and Microsoft are pouring billions into graphics, processing power, and hardcore experiences. The battlefield is clear. Whoever builds the most powerful machine wins. Nintendo looked at that battlefield and said, "We're not playing this game." They eliminated high-end graphics. They reduced processing power on purpose. And then they created something nobody had ever put in a living room before, a motion controller that made you actually move your body to play. The Wii wasn't for hardcore gamers. It was for grandmothers, for families, for 5-year-olds and 60-year-olds playing together on Christmas morning, people who had never touched a video game controller in their lives. Nintendo didn't win the hardware war. They exited it entirely and found 100 million customers nobody else was even looking at. Blue Ocean isn't about doing everything better. It's about deliberately choosing to do different things. That's not a weakness, that's the strategy. Principle 3. Value innovation, where low cost meets differentiation. Here's where Blue Ocean's strategy starts to feel almost unfair. In traditional business thinking, you're forced to choose. Either you compete on price, low cost, thin margins, high volume. Or you compete on premium quality, higher cost, higher value, smaller market. Blue Ocean breaks this rule entirely. The idea is this: you can simultaneously lower your costs and deliver more value by eliminating and reducing the things that don't matter and raising and creating the things that do. Southwest Airlines did this when the airline industry was stuck between luxury carriers and chaotic budget flights. Southwest eliminated first-class seating, eliminated hub and spoke routing, eliminated the complicated ticketing systems. Every cost that existed simply because that's how airlines work, gone. And with those savings, they built something nobody was offering: frequent, affordable, on-time, genuinely friendly air travel for ordinary Americans. They didn't beat American Airlines. They built a different kind of flying experience for a different kind of customer and grew into one of the most consistently profitable airlines in aviation history. Money follows value, and value doesn't always mean more. Sometimes it means different. Principle 4. Build your strategy around an idea, not an industry. This is the one that separates the truly transformational companies from everyone else, and most entrepreneurs miss it completely. Most people start with an industry. I want to be in the food business. I want to start a clothing brand. And in doing that, they've already limited themselves. They've stepped into a box that everyone else has already drawn. Blue Ocean thinkers start with a question: what problem do I want to solve? What experience do I want to create? What group of people is being completely ignored? And then they build from there, crossing industries, combining ideas, ignoring the rules. When Apple launched the iPod in 2001, the MP3 player market already existed. Creative, Sony, dozens of others were already selling devices. Apple could have made a better MP3 player. Instead, they asked, what does the complete music experience actually need to look like? And the answer was the device, the software, and the store iTunes. One seamless ecosystem that made buying, organizing, and playing music effortless in a way nothing else had ever done. Apple didn't just build a better product. They redefined the category. And by the time anyone understood what they were doing, the game had already changed. Here's what I need you to understand. This is available to every business at every size. You don't need billions. You need the willingness to stop asking, how do I beat my competitors? And start asking, what does my customer actually need that nobody is giving them? Principle 5. Execute the shift. Make competition irrelevant. Here's where most people get stuck. They understand the theory. They're inspired by the examples, and then they go right back to doing exactly what everyone else is doing because it feels safer. Blue Ocean execution requires one thing above everything else: the courage to be different when different feels uncomfortable. When Ray Kroc was scaling McDonald's, every investor told him he was out of his mind. You can't standardize a restaurant. You can't make every burger taste the same across 1,000 locations. It's impossible. The whole industry said so. He didn't argue. He didn't debate. He just built the system. And by the time anyone understood what he was actually doing, it was too late. The game had already changed. The ocean was blue, and Ray Kroc was the only one swimming in it. Here is the truth that Blue Ocean strategy reveals, the truth that Ray Kroc saw, that Cirque du Soleil built on, that Nintendo proved, that Apple made undeniable. Competition is not the enemy. Imitation is. When you imitate, you become invisible. When you create, you become unforgettable. When you fight for the same customers as everyone else, you exhaust yourself. When you find the customers, nobody is serving, you own them. The businesses that change the world are never the ones who were simply best. They were the ones who were first to see the unserved need, first to cross the uncrossed line, first to make everyone else's strategy look outdated. So here's the only question that matters now. Look at the business you're building, or the business you want to build, and ask yourself honestly, am I swimming in a red ocean, fighting for scraps? Or am I willing to look for the open water? Because the blue ocean is out there. It always has been. Most people just never learn to look for it. Now you do.